Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, July the 26th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap-up with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And just a reminder, as we end the week, risk management. Always have your risk management in place. Never lose more on any one single trade than you are willing to lose. I should probably say, or any one single day, week, or month, for that matter. So, looking at the weekly chart, according to the dashboard, all gaps have filled. We are now 47 pips below the weekly open. We never reached the weekly pivot at 129.52. We're 77 off the high and 19 off the low at the moment. Looking at the monthly chart, we are 219 pips above the monthly open, 179 off of the monthly high, and 249 off the monthly low. Notice yesterday, actually Tuesday and Wednesday, and on Thursday, we had been inside the opening range for the week, but we broke through the low each of those days. Today, we are still below the low of the opening range, which was at 29.05. We are above the opening range for the year and above the opening range for the month. So we've got 3 trading days plus the rest of the day to trade this month. So it'll be interesting where we wind up. For the year, 152 pips above the yearly open, 181 off the high, and 564 off the low. And once again, we put in the yearly high this month. We had an inside bar 4 days ago, and we broke out of that low, which was 29.05. Does that number ring a bell? No, I think that was
recall anything with it.
That's the low of the opening range for the for the week, because Monday was an inside bar. And notice there's very little inside bar action on the dashboard. Today's range for the pound is only 28 pips. We have 5 pairs over 100, and they are all yen pairs. Now, just look at that dollar yen. It went at 153.91, and looks like yesterday it went all the way down to 151.94. And if traders have been with me, I was calling the short the yen way up at 161. So anybody who shorted up there and rode it, he could have picked up 1,000 pips. That could have been your year in the matter of a couple of or 3 weeks. Walmal, do you have 1,000 pips this year so far? Do you even know?
I don't know. I probably do.
Okay.
But I don't know, because I don't track it that way, so I don't recall. No, I really don't know. Actually, let me go. I can go. While you go and talk, I can look that up real quick and see.
Yeah, you could probably use the trade report, but you'd have to have the history loaded for the entire year. And plus though, you've got more than one account, so you'd have to do some math.
Exactly.
And you can see here the rat zone overlapping, because we only have 27.5 pips to be exact. So there's just not enough range. Pivot trading plan, Bambino flex indicator said to go short. Pivot trading plan said price near the pivot was a short, and we never got near R1, and we haven't been near S1. So you can see here we've hit the pivot 3 times on the H4 chart, and we haven't closed above it. And on the daily pivot, we've taken that pivot out, but 5 days ago we missed a pivot. As I mentioned, for the week, we missed that pivot, and it looks like we missed that pivot by 10 pips. And for the month, we have taken it out. And just look at H4, looks like we've been taking out the H4 pivots. There's one missed 34 H4 bars ago and one missed 35 H4 bars ago. And the wick zone, as you can see here, the lower wick zone from the previous day, there really wasn't much of one. Looks like we passed through it in the first 2 hours of the day, and we haven't been close since. Looking at the smart ranges on the weekly, we're coming in at 96 pips for the week, only at the 16th percentile over the last 12 weeks. High minus previous high, we did not break it. We missed it by, looks like 102 pips. Actually, we're 102 pips off the previous high moment. No. We missed it by 102 pips. I forgot this was a static number. We actually cracked the low by 55 pips, previous low. High minus the close for you rats, 75. You red rats, close minus low right now is 20 for the green rats. So in fact, we're in that rat zone on the weekly. Weekly range for high minus open, 30 pips, open minus low, 66. So you weekly open crossover traders were rewarded. So taking that weekly crossover, I believe that happened on Wednesday, if I remember correctly. That definitely would have paid off. And looking at the price action simple chart here, you can see on M30, we're just stuck in a range for the past 3, 4, 5 bars or so. Actually, depending on where you draw that range, maybe the past 12 bars. If you use this outside bar here, you can see we've broken the high and the low, but not by much. Pretty much range bound. I would imagine there was no red news today. I haven't even looked. And you can see here, there was?
There was, yeah, and there's also red news in about 20 minutes.
Oh, maybe that's what everybody's waiting for. You can see here on the 3-level ZZ, these ranges, how they're being, I guess you could say, respected. Now, taking a look here, year-to-date accumulated range, you can see we pushed it this month, but it's still only 745, which is the lowest in 20 years. So not much movement at all. So only 429 pips for the month.
I was just going to say, talking about not much movement, it was funny. I was looking at the weekly numbers for smart ranges, and we're averaging right now on smart range for the week is about what the daily smart range was, like 4 years ago. So we got 96 for this week. We got 143 for last week. Then the week before that was 213, and then 201, and then 90 and 118. It's like these weekly smart ranges are actually in line to what the dailies used to be, and it just shows you how compressed this market really has been.
Okay. It's just the volatility's just dried up. Maybe they're just trading crypto, or I'm not sure. The year-to-date close minus open percentage, right now we're up 1.22% from that yearly open. So we've actually, once again, we exceeded the previous high for the year this month. We were a little bit off that, but we're still up 1.22% for the year. And the ATR percentage is at 114, which is the highest. So even with that low monthly range, you know, according to ATR, we're still above it. Let's see. Seems like it's a coin toss whether for the highest over the last 20 years. Seems like about half the time we're above 100 and half the time we're below it during the month of July. Okay, let's zoom out to the monthly. On the trade reminder, we're still above the upper wick zone, barely, but we are. We've exceeded the previous monthly's range. Buyers are in control. We're above the monthly pivot and above the previous midpoint. Dropping down to the week, we're below the lower wick zone. Sellers are in control according to the weekly. Price is turning down, and what that means is 2 bars ago we had a green candle. Now we have, last month was red, this month's red, so we can see price is turning. And at the daily, let's see, we are inside the previous day's candle, so once again between the wick zones. We're slightly below the daily pivot right now. We have a lower high and a lower low. So Walmal, how was your trading today?
It was tough. But it was, I made a lot of pips today. As most of the folks out there know, my goal for the day is 16, 17 pips for the day, and I'm up to 36 for the day. So I can't complain about that. But my utilization or efficiency is at 79%. So that's sort of on the low side, but it's good enough. It works. It's just that I think I said to you earlier, I felt like today I was riding a roller coaster, because what you had to do was you went and you took a trade short, roll it, and you rode it as far as you could. Took another trade long and rode it, and you just rode it back and forth between the upper and lower edges of a range, and that's just what you had to go and do, because how do you go and make 36 pips on a 28 pip day? Well, the only way you can make it is on the travel of the market. And so using a method that I like to use with like the flip-flops, you can do that. If you're trying to go and be, for instance, one of the guys at market instruction guys or whatever, who are looking for that good entry and then riding that for 3 to 4 times your risk, guess what? You're not going to do it today. It's just not going to happen. And I don't want to see you going to get slaughtered today, but at the same time, you're either A, not going to get the trade at all, or B, you're just going to get in and it's just going to go and flounder on you, and you're not going to get anywhere. So it just shows you that, on the market, you got to go and trade what the market allows you to trade. So
that's true.
Like today, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and you know what? The fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So I hope everybody's profitable for the day, week, month, year. And I hope everybody has a fun and safe weekend. Be careful out there. And always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.